ideas, but I think I'm just gonna go delegate the entire week, okay? So I want you guys, unless you have a very specific game already, all right, if you already have a pulling game, a takedown game, or something more specialized, go with what you want, all right? But if you don't have anything like that, I want you to start pulling the riva if you cannot get to close guard, okay? So for those of you that weren't here this week, so I want you to start with standard grips, standard judo grips, okay? Collar grip, sleeve grip. You guys remember, on the sleeve grip, thumb in, roll out, okay? Man, he is really stiff. Oh, that's gonna hurt. All right. Okay, so even on this, there's some details, all right? So you can make a couple decisions on how, in what angle you're gonna get the grip. So if I get on the top of his wrist, this gives me a lot of ability to push down and break grips and keep him like kind of postured down like that, okay? Outside grips have, I think, a little bit more control, and it makes it a little bit more difficult for him to like switch the grip on. So like if I have an outside grip, he tries to spin around, I can get some pressure inward like that, okay? So even in these things, there's small details that can make a big difference, all right? So for this one, I generally like to kind of split the difference, not quite on top and not quite on the side. I'm gonna get more of an angle like this, okay? That's personal preference at this point, unless you have a specific reason. But I want you to start thinking about these little details. They do matter, all right? Same thing with how high I'm gripping the collar, all right? Definitely don't go too low. It's a worthless grip. I can't really think of very many situations where you want to grip this low, okay? Too high is more of a situation where I'm trying to throw him, all right? So I want more towards his collarbone because that gives me both the ability to pull and to push him away if I need to, all right? So what we've been working this week, I want a foot on that bone in that hip, wedged in there, enough that I can put downward pressure, okay? And as I start pulling him down, put your weight on these two grips so it's holding you up. So guys, as I pull down, let me extend him away. My foot's on the ground right here, but I want to quickly bring it up. Notice as I pulled him in, his instinct was immediately to start attaching to my leg. All right, he wants to push this either between his legs, past his hip, or out to the side, all right? And depending on what he's doing, I need to fight that right away. Sometimes if he's like grabbing a little too high, I can just go right to his hip, no problem. If he's grabbing a little lower and really working my legs, I still have ability to get them up and get him into his arm, his shoulder, whatever, all right? But you're gonna have people that have incredibly strong grips, so sometimes you have time. If I have extended that way, I'm gonna let go of the collar grip, grab his sleeve, and pull, and break that grip. Keep that in mind. You have enough time to generally do that, okay? So as I'm pulling, he's naturally gonna try to push this down. I'm gonna fight that, okay? Try to get to his hip. Once I get here, I'm gonna scoot my butt, kick my leg up high, and swing into my riva, all right? Riva, foot wrapped around to the thigh, right? I want pressure where I'm pushing his knee this way. He's gonna want to be going that way with his knee. So it's a fight like this, all right? So pass the sleeve to my other hand and grip the ankle, all right? So just a quick recap for our students that weren't here. So I want my other foot probably like wedged in the bone of his hip here. That makes it very hard for him to attack my leg, move it into other position, okay? But don't treat this as like 100%. Sometimes I'll be behind his knee, sometimes I'll be on his knee or his thigh, okay? But if he's trying to like two-hand this leg, then I'm gonna keep it here and keep it nice and strong, right? So I'm seeing what he's doing. So this week we've been working on a sleeve grip. Today I want you to start working on the collar grip, all right? The collar grip changes some of our sweep profiles a little bit because it gives me a lot more posture breaking ability, okay? So we're gonna do the same sweep that we started with yesterday, but with a different grip today, all right? And I'm gonna show you how much different this is for the people that were here yesterday, okay? So when we're here, make sure you keep this nice and strong. We need to work a little bit fast because his next move is to break this grip, all right? But if he breaks it, no problem. We can always switch to something else. But let's work on this sweep real quick. I'm gonna push his other thigh away, push it away, all right? Then I'm gonna bring my foot to the same side hip like this, and I'm gonna drag him over here. As I drag him, lift as much as I can. You don't have to lift him in the air, but get that weight up on this. Lift that hip up, and then just push him right over. Just like that, okay? When I get to this position, kick his leg over, and into some sort of dominant position. All right, so one more time. So we'll start right in riva. I'm I'm gonna have a strong collar grip. Same thing. I don't want to go too high. I want to go down a little bit. And notice it's a cross grip, not this side. This provides me not too much. It's okay, but I have to do a completely different series of attacks. Okay. So this grip, excellent. Right. So I'm here. Push his thigh away. Bring your foot to the same side hip. I'm going to use my two legs together. So first, turn him this way. Start lifting him up. Kick him over. And start attacking. Knee on belly. Side control. Now. All right? Anyone need to see that again? Or you're good? Good? All right, let's go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. If you were here yesterday, see how much this changes the feel of this week. Right here.